Hello, hello. Oh, hello. First of all, I want to thank you for your patience. I had real trouble last week uploading the video. So my camera's over there, but my mirror's over here. So I had so much trouble uploading the video. It kept getting kicked off and then allowed on and then off again. In the end, it wasn't worth trying to keep fiddling and letting you guys down. So why put an announcement on that it would be up today instead? Well, tomorrow, Tuesday, today's Monday. But anyway, how are you? I'm so sorry, it's been such a long time. Last time I was on here, I was doing Gusto boxes. I no longer do Gusto boxes, but I am really concentrating on my healthy eating journey, my weight loss journey. But also, I'm doing a lot of Jamaican cooking. My dad has given me lots and lots of recipes that he did, his mother did, and his grandmother did. So they'll be coming up as well. But how are you all? How are you? Please comment and let me know how you're doing. It's manic. It's very hot here in the UK at the moment. We're having a lot of work done. I'm having the garden renovated. I'm in solar panels and a new roof put on the house. Hence, I'm in my office, but the office has got lots of bits that aren't supposed to be in the office. My clothing brand was launched, which is going fantastically. Absolutely loving it. We're doing a lot of designs which are raising money for charities, for instance, autism, cancer, Alzheimer's and dementia, epilepsy, so many more. But I shall get onto that in another video. But I wanted to start because we do a podcast as well, and the podcast will be having a lot of people coming on. From James, his channel's Chucking with James. He's down in Devon Way, and he works for a scaffolding and building company, but his travels around the countryside and his love for the countryside. Honestly, he sees a nice scenery bit and he loses it. He loves it. He is a really, really lovely guy. His missus and the two little kids, really, really lovely guy. I love talking to him. So he'll be coming on. There's also Georgina from Honest Vocal Coach, and she also has the Spirit Psychic shop where she has crystals, jewelry, lamps. I've had so many bits of her, and she raises money and awareness for epilepsy. Unfortunately, she lost her beautiful daughter to epilepsy. I really want to support her by raising awareness and raising funds, but she is the most beautiful woman inside and out. I love chatting to her, but we message each other. She is just a very, very kind soul. And there's a few more that are going to be popping in and out. But also, this channel is also about people. So it's about people that I look up to and admire. And some of my favourite channels, from Tom, from Syndicate Original. Tom, his videos make me howl laughing. 7 o'clock every day, everything drops to watch Tom and his vlogs. His other half, Lydia, what a beautiful woman and what a wonderful mummy. She is like, their little boy Alfred is just gorgeous, but you could just see the love in their eyes for their little boy. And then there's also my mind went blank then. There's also Tamara Renee, who does makeup, fashion, hair, everything. Her channel's super fun. She takes you on her little journeys, but like I said, she does a lot of fashion, and I love the way she puts together her looks. There's also my beautiful hustler. She does wigs, really has got me into my wig journey. Every time she posts a wig, I tend to buy it. Same with Tamara Renee. I tend to buy as soon as they put a wig on there, because they are the most beautiful wigs that they get. And a lot of my wigs are from Asteria Hair and from Lullabellz. Really good quality wigs. I will talk to you in another video about wigs, and I will show you how I install and everything. There's also Joe, Diane, Alfie and Zoe, or Zoella. Their videos super fun. Watching Alfie and Zoe and and their journey now. They've got 2 little girls, and then becoming parents. When I was watching them, you know, way before they even thought of having kids. And Joe and Diane I absolutely love. I'm a big old Strictly fan, but her and her family are lovely. Her brother Andrew, I recently drew them a cartoon, and yeah, he sent a lovely message back, and their family's wonderful. So I really enjoy watching their channels. There's also another makeup artist called LAJ. It's ALEJAY. She does a lot of makeup tips and tutorials as well. There's Uche. She does a lot of tutorials. Love her channel. But today is all about my girl Mafida. Oh, and also I will be mentioning somebody else in a moment, but that will come on to that. But yeah, my girl Mafida Mukhtar, beautiful woman inside and out, has time for everybody, always replies to her comments. But my makeup journey was very simple back in the day, bit lippy, bit of eyeshadow, but didn't really bother too much. My sister knew what to do with makeup. Me, no, I was so much of a tomboy. My sister took me to the MAC shop. I saw a brown, I thought, yeah, that'll do, and that was it. My daughter, she is fantastic at doing her makeup. You know, I've seen her put green on her face. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, colour corrector. I'm like, but that's green. She was like, wait for it. Always telling me, let me do your makeup, Mum. And I'm like, no, I'm all right, thanks. But she goes, you can't see it. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. So I've started to progress over the years with makeup journeys. And I do me, and I do how I do. But Mafida has given me so many tips and so many tricks that I've really now built up a hell of a collection of makeup from some amazing brands, from Huda Beauty, Elf, Fenty, Urban Decay, and so on and so on. So there's so many of them. So today's look is going to be inspired by my beautiful queen, Mafida Mukhtar. But before I start, there are a few new bits I need to talk to you about. And one of this is Dematica. Now, there's a lady called Sophie, and her channel Sophie Does Life. And her makeup is not for, she doesn't specifically do it for dark skin, but it can be adapted by the brands that she uses. But I've never suffered from spots and acne, but as I'm going through the menopause and I'm getting older, the fine lines, the dark circles, and these are really good for dark circles compared to what they used to be like. And she was talking about a company called Dematica. Now, this isn't sponsored anyway at all or paid for by Dematica. They probably don't even know who I am, apart from me having an account with them that I've had for about 6-7 months now. But Dematica is a skincare company that you put in your concerns and any worries you have about your skin, and they make you your own personalised formula, prescription formula, for your skin concerns. So this is my little bottle of formula. But also I went on there and I was like, I need some other bits, so I'm using the same brand. So this is the Dermatica Caring Squalene Cream Cleanser. This is amazing. Says me throwing it on the floor. 1 second. It's amazing. Even my husband uses it on his rough beard, which is now softer. And it's almost like an oil, and you rub it in your face and you give it a good rub in, makeup on or anything, it will do. Put a bit of warm water, it turns into a soap, wash it off, pat it off dry, all your makeup will go, and it cleanses your face in one go. Amazing, amazing product. I've already used this, so I have a nice clean face. Then from there I go in with another Dematica product. So this is the Dematica Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid and Vitamin B5 Serum. And this has really helped as well in my dark circles. And also put some moisture back in this dry face of mine. But I never wore sunblock, any UV protection, didn't really bother with it. Only one pump and it does the whole of my face. Never really bothered with it. I was never one for being in the sun or anywhere near the sun anyway. But I am now using UV protection and everything. And the whole product all fit together brilliantly. So I put that on. I leave it for a couple of minutes just to go in, and I am one for putting everything away. I will tell you a story about sun cream and sun products. I won a competition, or hydrator as well. I won a competition many years ago. I think I was 18, 19, and I won 12 months subscription to sunbeds. And I rang them up and I was like, sorry, I don't really have much use for sunbeds. And the lady was like, oh, everybody needs a sunbed. A tan can, you know, make you look amazing. I was like, really, I don't need a tan. Give me one excuse why you don't need a tan. I went, I'm a dark skinned lady. Yes, but that will fade over time. I was like, this really won't. Anyway, long story short, they gave me a voucher to make up for it. The voucher arrived and they'd given me 12 bottles of suntan lotion. Hence, I gave it away. Hydrate. So, getting back to Sophie. So I used her code, and I think if you go on her channel, and everyone's channels I will leave linked below. On her channel, she has, I'm sure she still has a code where you can get a discount off your first few months or something like that. But have a look. Sophie does live. I've taken my veneers off, and I always talk a bit funny when I first taken them off. So now it's formula time. Now my formula only use at night, and because this is all going to be washed off, I know, but I will put my formula on before I do my makeup with you guys tonight, because it is 11:05 currently. I was just watching England in the football. 0-0. Yeah, we're through to the knockouts, but hey, well, enough said about football. So that goes on, leave it for a couple of minutes, and then I go on to my next Dematica product. I am a fan. So this is and I want to get all the names right for you because I know what they are for me, but Nourishing Ceramide Plus Peptide Moisturiser. This is beautiful. It's a bigger bottle than most of the creams. Now these aren't necessarily on your subscription if you just want the formula, but I have the formula and I added these products to the formula, so every month I get delivered to my door. 2 pumps. It's 2 pumps of everything basically, and I just put it on. Now I probably don't put it on like it says, because it says not round your nose, the formula and all this lot, but it's fine. There you go. That will seep in while I put everything away, because I am one for putting everything away, and that will all be ready for me to start doing my makeup. So first of all, it's the brows. So my brows aren't the greatest. I've lost a lot of hair from menopause, so my brows aren't the greatest, but they are starting to get better, and I'm hoping to have them microbladed soon. So I will start off now. I have to look down in my mirror, but I will look up and down with the good old Got To Be brow gel, just to go through my brows to get everything poking up in the same direction. Okay, so that's my Got To Be gel, and I will just put everything down there and put it away when I'm finished. Then I have the Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer. Now this I only got from Amazon, but it is a really nice fine pen for just getting that shaped in. Now this is a new headband, so I've got little bits of fluff popping up, but just to get those brows drawn in. Now my feeder always says use a light hand to put them in. You don't want anything heavy. Get the fine ones at the start of your brow, go along the top down to your tail, and then fill in any gaps along the bottom to meet up there, and fill in any gaps. You can see the difference already, can't you? So I'm just going to do my brows and I will pop back on. Right, while I am doing this, I have my feeder over there, just going through a lot of her step by steps. I tend to have her going. But just while I'm doing that, I'm just going to put on some lip balm just to prep my lips. My lips get very dry. This isn't anything special. This is just a fabulous lip primer just off Amazon. No specific make. So I've done that. So I've done my brows. Now to clean my brows up. So I am actually going to use the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer to do this. And this is in the shade Tan Sand. Now you might see me squinting the odd time. I haven't got my lenses in and I haven't got my glasses on. So hey. So just undo that. So I'm just going to just put a few dots like that just under that brow, and then get myself just a flat-headed, not even an angle brush, just a flat-headed, and this is just one of my Avon brushes in 203. I don't tend to use my Real Technique brushes for this, and just use that just to clean up my brow. And I will also bring it down onto my eyelids, as you can see, because that will prime my eyelids ready for when I'm doing my eyeshadow. Also, the e.l.f. primer dries down very quickly, so you need to work at quite a pace with it. I always go in as well with a little beauty blender, and make sure your beauty blenders are damp, just to get that onto all over my eyelid. Now it will look very, very bright, and I will be adjusting my lighting as I go along, because one, I don't want to look orange, and two, I don't want to look like grey. So I will just buff that into my eyelids, and I've cleaned up the bottom of my brows, and just so they look a little bit tidy. Now the top of my brow, I will take any kind of your foundation that you're using and get it as near as your skin tone as you can, and that will just clear up the top of your brows. Now I pump it onto the back of my hand, just so I'm not using so much and it going everywhere like that. I'll put that brush in there, and same again, I will just blend that out a bit. Now if you hear that noise in the background, it's my son's kittens saying hello because they can hear me. In my office is next door to the bedroom, and they can hear me. So you can see how I've cleaned up the bottom and the tops of my brows. Now, because I have a terrible hot flushes, hot sweats, come from anywhere, no rhyme or reason, I do like to set my brows and my concealer on my eyelids first. So I'm going to do that with Huda Beauty. This is a Huda Beauty and it's in the shade Banana Bread, and I will just push that on gently onto my brows and onto my eyelid, just with the fluffy brush, just so that's set. So if I do decide to have one of my hot flushes, I haven't ruined everything and have to start again. So just with a bit of my Huda Beauty banana bread, and I tell you what, this smells delicious, really does. So yeah, okay, now I've done that, it is time now to think about, am I going to do my eyeshadow first or am I going to prime? And I think we'll go with the shadow first. So on my eyeshadow, I'm going to go with my Urban Decay Naked Reloader. I love this, and you know what, even from as soon as you open it, the lid is spongy, like padded. Oh, I absolutely love it. I'm going to go first of all with a fluffy brush. Now I might use my Real Techniques fluffy brush. Yep. And this is going to go into Endgame, which is that brown shade there. Now, it might not look very brown on camera, but it is. So let's go into that, and I'm just going to stamp it along the bottom of my eyelid, and don't go up too high. So yep, just there. I might have to adjust my lighting down a little bit, if it will go down a little. That might help. You can see now. Yeah, so go back in, and I'm just going to, that's it, on there, smoke it out at the side a little bit. Just make sure I have stamped that on. Yeah, like I said, the lighting is one of these things that I will adjust as I go along, and with my videos I'm actually using my phone to film this at the minute and not my video camera, because I am actually looking at getting a new one. So at the moment, so that is actually brown, even though it probably looks quite dark on there. And I'm going to go into the next one, which is called Burn, and I'm just going to use that as a transition colour, and you can see that is my transition colour. Now it will need blending. You don't want a harsh going from one to the other. I will adjust the lighting as soon as I get it on, and I'm just going to use it as a transition colour. And you never want to go up too high, never. But I tell you something, when I used to do my makeup and I used to wear a little bit of eyeshadow, it used to go all the way up to below your eyebrow, if you remember in those days. Yeah, that's how it used to go. I'm just going to smoke that out at the side. Now if I adjust my lighting again slightly, there you go, you'll be able to see the transition colour if I come a bit nearer. And yeah, you can see where it's transitioned. So I'll probably just go into, there's another one called Distilled, which is that colour there. So I'm actually using those three colours along there. And Distilled will just use it just to blend them all together. So that's going to be my transition. So I've transitioned with one, I've gone to the other, and then I'm using the third. Just do it. Now I'm not one for a massive amount of eyeshadow, but it will all blend in together when I get there. I do like to use a little bit of my bronzer sometimes as an eyeshadow, just because you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to have all these masses of palettes and colours and everything else. You can just use your bronzer if that's all you've got, you know. It doesn't have to be spend a fortune on all these colours, you know. There, I'm really happy with that. I know to you it probably doesn't really look like I've got a colour on, and I don't know if changing to a warmer colour will actually help, and it really doesn't. I have terrible lighting in this office. There you go. It really is terrible lighting, but you can see that it's blending up from one colour to the other and then smoking slightly out at the side. So now I've done that, and you know what, I'm actually thinking, now I've done that, there is a colour there called Retro, which is a little bit reddish pink, and I might just stamp that on the outer, yeah, I like that, on the outer bit of my eye, just before I get to where I smoked it out. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that. Then I get a very small brush, a thin brush, and this is the Avon 204, and you can see it's very thin. Okay, and I will go back into the end game, which is the first one I used, just to smoke out under my bottom lash line, just to total it in. And with Huda, I would never have thought of doing that until Huda was talking about doing her bottom lash line. And then what I will do is I will get my black pencil, and I will actually just highlight, just close your eye, put the pencil in and just go backwards and forward. It will actually do the top and the bottom at the same time. Yep, very happy with that. Right, from there I am now going on to my primer. So this is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I've tried lots of primers. The Milk primer, that's really good. I've tried the MAC primer, that I find really good, but the e.l.f. Power Grip I have found actually will last and hold my makeup on through the hottest of hot flushes, or at the moment this mad weather that we are all of a sudden experiencing. You know, a week ago we had rain and everything was flooding and my workmen couldn't come in, and then now the workmen are dying because it's too hot. But yeah, so that's my primer. Now I was thinking of going with a full coverage foundation today, but I have a new product. So first of all, I'm just going to colour correct under my eyes and just there, and then I'm going to use a damp beauty blender just to blend the colour corrector in. Like I said, the dark circles under my eyes have got much better since using Dematica than they were, especially because I wear my glasses a lot. I get the dark marks that you get for glasses from wearing glasses, so just a bit of colour corrector just there. Sorry, I did disappear for a bit while I put it on there. I stopped it for a minute just because I wanted to make sure the kittens were okay. So I've done that. Now I'm using a new product. So let me just put this away. I use mostly Born This Way or Fenty foundations, but I really wanted to try this. So this is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromanic Tinted Glow Hydrator. Medium coverage up to 24 hours, and it is in the colour 80 Deep. And I think I don't actually ever use a tint. So let's give it a go and see. So I shall put just a little on my hand. Now I'm a builder, so I like to build my colours. So I will just use a flat brush. It looks grubby, but it isn't, although they are all clean. And I will just literally paint it on in where I want it. And I will build from there. So this tint, now, once I get it on, it's going to look quite orange in this lighting, but it won't be. When I look in my mirror, it's actually a perfect shade. Absolutely a perfect shade. So you can see, if I turn the lighting down, you can see it's actually a perfect shade. I've just got the light brighter so you can see what I'm doing. So I will paint it on, and I'm doing strokes. I'm not actually like rubbing it or swirling it, sorry, or swirling it around. I'm just painting it on so I get everywhere covered with it. Okay, and once I've done that, I will go in with a damp beauty blender and I will blend it all out so you get that sort of flawless kind of look. Actually, before I go with my beauty blender, I will get my Real Techniques foundation brush and I'll do lots of stabbing motions. I'm not wanting to like move it around everywhere, just lots of stabbing motions. Now you'll hear a buzzing noise in the background. It's just my fan, because you'll start to see that I'm getting glowy and getting hot. Now it's not usual to do this with your foundation, but I have to keep cool, otherwise before I even get a chance to set it, it will all disappear. So I will get my beauty blender and I will blend and blend that out, and what it will do, it will pick up any extra product that I have that I don't need. So I'm just going to turn the light up a little bit. So yeah, it will just get rid of any extra product that I've put on, so it's lightweight. And I will just, okay, oops, blend that in so it looks flawless on my skin. Now I will have to use a couple of beauty blenders, mainly because when I get hot, the last thing I want to do is be dabbing hot sweat all over my face, everywhere. So I will keep blending and blending until I get a nice base, and I'll be back. So you can see, even though I got really hot, it's very shiny at the minute, but I've managed to get it looking really like flawless. And you can see if I go over with the beauty blender that it's not going anywhere, because I've layered it. So while that, and I'm cooling down still, I shall go in, brush over there, with the ELF again. So it's the ELF 16-hour camo concealer in tan sand, and I will put this on. So I go on my chin that, and on my moustache area, down my nose, on my forehead, and then under my eyes, just as my feeder says, not too far down though. There you go. And I will let that sit for a moment. Looks crazy, and one thing my feeder says that always makes me smile, she always says, I know it looks crazy, but trust the process. And I shall go in while I am waiting with my, and this is the shade Tunisia, and this is my Juvias Place, and I'll just go in under that and that and around my hairline. Okay, I'll do that in my Juvias Place, but I also go in and I will get a brush, quite a stiff sort of brush, and these are my little Real Techniques, and that's a 246, it's only little, and this is my Elf, and it's matte bronzer in, I think that says 845, and I will just put a little bit of that around there, a bit down where I have just put my Juvias Place. I'll just put a bit there, right, and then I will get my brush. This is the Avon 102. I do use quite a number of brushes, and I would just blend out my contour and bronzer just round there and around my hairline, just up there, just to give definition back, because of course I've put the tint on and that's taken all the definition out of my face. And I will just brush very gently on my jawline. I don't do too much on my jawline, only because I hate that it gets on your collar. And I may go in with more bronzer afterwards. In the meantime, beauty blender, and I will blend out my concealer. So first of all, blend out my chin, and it will look crazy. Always does, will look crazy. Actually, what I might do, because in one of my feeders videos, she actually used a brush to brush out her concealer. So this is the Real Techniques foundation buffing brush in 249. These are my little ones I take away with me when I'm traveling, because they're little. I will just buff that in, not moving it too far around, but just buff that in. And because I've let it sit, it has dried down, which is fine. And I do a mixture of beauty blenders to buff it out as well. And I know my feeder, she uses brushes, beauty blenders, all sorts, and I will just use a mixture of the two. While I'm doing that, I will just go down my nose. The e.l.f. products, they do dry down very quickly, so I may have left that on a little bit too long, but lucky enough, because your beauty blenders are always damp, not wet, so you know, wash them, squeeze them out, and I tend to squeeze them in a towel. Okay, and then start blending out my under eye. start blending out my under eye, and I tend to move from one to the other. That way I tend to know where I am. And you can blend out with beauty blender brushes. I also have little tiny baby beauty blenders that come in handy as well. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on. I'll blend out my under eye and I'll be back. What I do now is I go back in with my foundation brush. No extra product, just the foundation brush. And I will just go around and just soften the edges of where I've had my concealer and my contour, just so there's no harsh lines. You will obviously see a light patch, but it will come together in the end. And I'm just doing and there, and where I put the contour now, we'll go back in with my Juvias Place contour stick and just contour just under my cheekbone, and I'll just blend that upwards. Like I said, the colour will come together. I have just got to keep adjusting my lighting so you can see it a little better, but if you look there, I'm just getting rid of any harsh lines that my face is showing without turning off the light altogether. Oh dear, we're going to have so much fun on this channel. Talking about fun, I don't know about anybody else, I am very heavily into DCC, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I'm heavily into American football. I have watched DCC on CMT, which is a country music channel, and they've just recently released America's Sweetheart, which is a more in-depth background look into DCC onto Netflix. I was so excited, and like I said, I've watched from season 1 on CMT many times. I've lost count how many times I watch it. I've just come to the end of 16, which is the one after COVID, and I'm back on number 1 again. But there are some of the cheerleaders I so admire. Two of my favourites is Kashira, who now has a different cheerleading team that she does, and Victoria Kalina. Now her mum Tina used to be a DCC in the days, along with Kelly, who's the director of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, but they were cheered together, and Judy, of course, who's the choreographer. But Tina, her and her daughter Victoria, oh, they warm my heart. Victoria is a beautiful soul. I love her so much, and her mum inspires me. Her mum spent most of it bringing Victoria up on her own, and she, oh, I know she's super proud, but she makes us proud of the job she did with Victoria. She's a caring, honest, straight arrow. Oh, I can't say enough about Victoria. Absolutely adore her. Now, she started her YouTube channel a couple of days ago. I'm also going to leave a link to that, because you will absolutely love to see everything about her. So that's Victoria Kalina. But it just made me think just now, actually, about the DCC and how they're so perfect at doing their makeup. And I'm just like, you know, there's little on me just learning. So anyway, I've got this little tiny pad. Now, this will just go under my eyes where I put my concealer. Now, I've got natural wrinkles, so getting rid of wrinkles under your eyes, that's not going to be perfect for me, and it's not something that I obsess over, but I will get it this eye smooth. And then you take one of these triangle, so just get them from Amazon, game changer, and you just push your setting powder. And I've gone back in with my Huda Beauty in banana bread, just underneath where I put the concealer. Now, like I said, if you're younger, you won't have so many wrinkles as me, little old me, at 53, but, well, nearly 53 in a month's time. I naturally will have, but I can stop them looking completely crazy. Then I will go in with my banana bread, like that, and I will dab it on the back of my hand, and I will go everywhere that I put concealer and cream contour. Now I'm just gonna take that upside down, get some out of it. That's it. Everywhere where I've put concealer, cream contour, around my smile line, down my nose, on my forehead, and just set, because like I said, it will sweat off. And just set under my under eyes like that. Okay, so I've set that. Now you're probably thinking, God, she looks really pale, you can't go out like that. Wait, it will come together. So next is blush. Now blush is something else, another product I never really used to bother with. Blush in the 80s, when, you know, I was doing it, was very much big ass red cheeks, but now it's more subtle and more blended in. So this is the e.l.f. Camo liquid blush in Pinky Promise. There you go, Pinky Promise. And I'm just going to put 3 dabs, and the reason I only put 3 dabs is that I will go back in and put more if I feel like it. Yes, I did just put some on the end of my nose. I will get another brush. This is another Real Techniques brush, and this one is the angled multitask brush in number 426, and I will just blend that out with this brush on the roses of my cheeks, just there between my contour and concealer, just at the end of my nose. I tend to do it with my finger anyway, the end of my nose. I don't want to look like Rudolph, you know what I mean? Okay, just there on the apples of my cheeks. Once I've done that, you go back in again with your foundation brush and just make sure there's still no harsh lines. And go around above and beyond where you put your blush, and then I go back in with, see, this is why I build the blush up, so I don't want too much, you see. I never want too much in the way of blush. I want it to look glowy and natural. See, not too much. Another dot there, and I think that will be enough of that. There you go, blend that out, and you go back in with your foundation brush and just make sure everything's smooth. You can start seeing now that the colour is coming. While I do that, I will do my nose contour. So I will get another small brush and my Juvias Place I use for my contour, and just a little down side of my nose, take it up into your brow so it just doesn't stop all of a sudden. Oops, a daisy. I meant to wind that down before I did that. and then get another Real Techniques brush. This one's called the smudge brush, and it's number 332, and I will just take that down side of my nose, nothing too crazy, across the bottom, across the middle, and I will just bring that down there, and I will get my little beauty blender just to blend that out, just to give myself my nose contour. Everything I do, I go over with my foundation brush, just to make sure, just making sure that my contour looks acceptable. Okay. There we go. Just so it looks acceptable. Okay. Okay, then I go in with my Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch. This is in Coffee Cake. Another beautiful Huda Beauty product that I absolutely love. Go in with my little triangle brush, back of my hand, and I'll just go under my eyes, like so, down my nose, around my mouth, underneath my contour that I did, around my hairline, and I will change to another one because of course I've been sweating and I don't want to be moving sweat all around my face. So that's the Easy Bake. Then I will go in with another fluffy brush. This is another fluffy brush, and this is my MAC Dark Deep Pressed Powder. And you just go in with my pressed powder. Now, when I put that light down now, you will see that there's none of that white sort of look from my concealer. Everything is tying in with the colour. So I'm just going around my pressed powder just to set everything. I'll put the light back up again until I'm finished. But yeah, to you can see like quite a white glow, but in the mirror it's not there, but it will all come together at the end. So you see what I mean? And then I get my triangle brush again, my triangle pad, on the back of my hand, and I will also go in around everywhere with that, just to make sure that the whole look is finished. You want everything to look very much intentional. You see, and it's now starting to, you can start now seeing my eyeshadow, the glow, and you know, a bit of glow on my cheeks. Go back in with the blusher. There you go. See? I mean, that's shadow. It's not a light colour shadow, but if I, again, put that down, there you go. You can see that it's looking flawless. So when I put the light back on, I keep turning it off. So now we go in with, I go in with my all-nighter Urban Decay long lasting makeup setting spray. Now I squared it over there because Tamara and A said you don't want blotchy. Close your eyes, give it a good squirt. Use a piece of paper if you don't have a fan, but I picked this little tripole fan up. I think it's $4.99. You saw me use it earlier from Amazon, and I'm just going to dry that setting spray on. Don't know what it is. Every time I put setting spray on, my nose always runs. I don't know why. I think I heard someone else say that. I think Tamara and A said something very similar. But okay, so that's all dry. Turn that off. There you go. Right, next is eyeliner. So I will come. I'm no good at doing my eyeliner and my lashes on camera, but I'm using the e.l.f. liquid liner on my eyes, and I will come back once I've done that. Now these actual lashes, as you can see, came with my wig from Asteria Hair. So I will always put on a little mascara still on my lashes, just to make sure that they fit and have the look. If you can see, I love these lashes. And that was my MAC Stack black mascara from MAC. I love the packaging on that. Absolutely makes me very happy. Then next is my lip liner. So this is the lip liner Wet n Wild. I love this lip liner. So yeah, it's in the colour chestnut. Yep, and it's Wet n Wild. So love a brown lip liner. I will just look in my mirror down here just to put on a brown lip liner. You can't go wrong with a brown lip liner. You really can't. And e.l.f. products are so reasonable and easy to get hold of. I tend to get most of my e.l.f. products from Amazon, surprisingly enough. Yeah, so yeah, I'll get most of them from Amazon. Then I will go in with my NYX Butter Gloss lip gloss. Yeah, I love this butter gloss. Oh, it's so luxurious and also smells wonderful. It really does. Smell delicious. Okay, and I always go back in after I put that on just to tidy up the lip liner. So that is the look. I'm going to do my hair and I'll be back. So there you go. This wig happens to come from Lullabellz actually. The lashes came from Asteria Hair, but the wig actually comes from Lullabellz. And you can see that there's no visible, that it's not mine, you know, if you guys didn't know. So yeah, it's HD lace, Absolutely love it. And I tend to, when I don't want to glue all my wigs on, I use this new thing called Wig Fix. You can get them on Amazon, $24.99, and it actually goes on your hair and it fixes your wig on with no glue, no having to have the melt bands or anything like that. I would normally do baby hairs with this wig, but I got rid of the baby hairs because I actually fell in love with just having it long, and with it being grey as well, and of course I'm getting grey hairs, it looks really natural. But I will show you about how to use Wig Fix in another video. If I turn off that light, actually sorry, turn down that light, and when it wants to turn down, come on light, turn down, thank you, you'll actually see that yeah, there you go, you can see the full makeup now. No orange, there's no white mark around, and yeah. So I have to say thank you so much for joining me. I need to hydrate. Oh, strawberry flavour. It's those bottles that you can smell the smell, but it's plain water, and I'm not one for drinking water, but since I got this bottle, I've drank a lot of water. So yeah, I'd love to thank you for joining me. It means so much. Like I said, I'm so sorry it didn't get posted last Tuesday. So many issues. But and I'd also like to send a massive thank you to Mafida for inspiring me. And there'll be plenty more looks by Mafida and looks by Tamara Renee. And also one other person I didn't mention was Fumi Void. I can never say it properly, but Fumi, and I'm part of her Fumi Nation. She used to be a model, she does this, that and the other, but she is absolutely amazing, and she's an older lady like myself, so she talks a lot about menopause and skin. She does exercise. This is me brushing my hair while I'm talking to you, so sorry. She does exercise for older women, she does skincare, and there's so many bits. And I will also be doing a video about Fumi, because Fumi's incredible, and I'm only now starting to get to know her, and yeah, and I'm really lucky to have her as someone I could say that, you know, I message and we have a lot in common. So that's the end. I hope you've enjoyed this. The next video that hopefully will be up at weekend, which is a fill-in video, it's not my weekly vlog that I'm going to be doing, but it's Jamaican patties. I will be making Jamaican beef patties just like my grandmother, my great-grandmother and my dad used to make. So yeah, I look forward to that. But have a fantastic evening. Well, it's now midnight, so have a fantastic Wednesday. Have a great week. Stay cool, be careful in the sun, look after your babies and your elderly people in your family, because this heat is meant to be around, I think, until about Thursday. So please look after yourselves, and thank you so much for being part of this. Please subscribe, like the video, share, and let's build a really good channel here and the community. And if there's anything you'd like me to talk about or do or show you, please comment below. But thank you to everybody who's taken the time to watch this. It means the world. Take care, and ta-ta for now. Bye.